Hello, my friend, Pastor Curt here, and I got a question for you. Did you have a nickname growing up? My brother Chris did. We all started calling him Cliffy. I don't know where we got Cliffy from, but it just stuck. He just seemed like a Cliffy. You know, Jesus did this a lot. He gave people nicknames, and when Jesus gave him a nickname, it really, really stuck. Let's go ahead and look at Mark 3, 14 through 17, where he gives two different nicknames. Here we go. He appointed 12 that they might be with him and that he might send them out to preach and to have authority to drive out demons. These are the 12 he appointed: Simon, to whom he gave the name Peter, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John, to whom he gave the name Boanerges, which means son of thunder. Boanerges. So what in the world is going on here? Peter walks in the room and his name's Simon, and Jesus goes, you're not a Simon. That's too bookish. You're Peter the Rock. And then from then on out, everyone calls him Peter. We have St. Peter's Cathedral. That's a cathedral that has the name of a nickname. And then what does it mean to be the sons of thunder? I don't know. I have no idea what that means, but Jesus does. He saw something in both Peter and these two brothers that he said, the name they give you at birth, that's not quite right. Here's who you really are. Why did Jesus do this? Well, it's because Jesus has this pattern. Here's the pattern. He appoints and he anoints. He gives you a role and he gives you the authority to accomplish that role and the help. And these guys were appointed and anointed as apostles. I'm not an apostle. You're probably not an apostle. Certainly not an apostle the way they were, but the principle still applies. You're appointed and anointed for something. Jesus looks at you and goes, I know exactly who you are, what you should do, and what you need to get it done. Who are you really? I'll give you a hint. What have you been appointed to do? And what do you have the anointing to do? When you figure out those two things, you'll figure out who you are. Here's another way of saying all that. What nickname would God give you? What would he say? Servant? Generous? What would he call you? That's your appointing. That's your anointing. And once you get into the groove of your appointing and anointing, that's when you figure out who you really are. My friend, don't let anyone else define you. Don't let the culture define your identity. Don't let your family define your identity. Don't let your feelings or insecurities or fears or desires define your identity. Let your Creator tell you what you're appointed to do and what you're anointed to do. And then go after that with all your might.